get some food? You're ready to go? You can go up and get seconds if you would like. We're going to get started. We were going to do an exercise with different restaurants throughout town, but we're going to cut that one out just because we're running a little bit late. But I do have the nutritional information for Chili's and Bob Evans up here, so if you guys want that, you can have it for later. I just want to know, can you guys raise your hand if you've ate every meal at home since you started the program? You have every meal? Not ate at a friend's house at all? Okay. Okay, we have one person out of the whole group. And that's pretty common. You know, everyone usually is eating out or on the go. So what today's session is about is eating out. And I would like for you guys to name some places that you usually eat in town. Or eat out. What is it? Alibaba. Alibaba? Hibachi. Hibachi? Anybody else? Wendy's. Wendy's?
Grandma's.
What'd you say?
Grandma's.
Grandma's house?
Grandma's.
Grandma's.
Grandma's house.
No, Grandma's in Westover.
Oh, okay, in Westover. Anybody else?
IHOP.
IHOP.
Panera Bread.
Okay, all kinds of different things. So there's local restaurants, regular restaurants, fast food restaurants, and we're really going to hit on all those today. Do you guys find it easier to stay within your calorie and fat budgets at home or when you're out on the go or eating out? Home? Yeah, and that's why we're here today to talk about this topic. And we would normally start with an exercise that you would pick an option, and then we would go back to that and you would pick a healthier option. But we just want you guys to be clear on these 4 keys to eating out. So they're handing out a packet to you right now. So we're going to go through number 1 is plan ahead. What you need to think about is calling ahead and seeing if they have low fat and low calorie options. You should carefully select where you're going to eat. So particularly, you know, choosing a place that has a low fat, low calorie menu. Another thing you can do is eat less or fewer calories in your other meals for that day. And you can really, you know, maybe not eat dessert for lunch or, you know, eat a light breakfast for that day. Another thing you can do is eat a healthy snack before you go out to eat. So maybe you're less likely to get an appetizer before your meal. You can also plan to order what you're going to eat before you even look at the menu when you get there. So you're not tempted to really eat, you know, the special for that day. Perhaps a pumpkin pie if they're having that special for Thanksgiving. And also, don't drink alcohol before you order or before you eat your entree. You should probably get that after you start eating or maybe for dessert. It's just a suggestion so it doesn't lure you to specific options on their menu or even lure you to eat a little bit more for that meal per se. You can also, for parties and dinner parties, bring a healthy option. So you could bring a low-fat, low-calorie option to another person's house. So then you have that option there, and you don't have to always eat what they have at their house. Number 2 is don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And what you could do is, you know, ask if they have a lower fat or calorie option on the menu. You might not know which one to choose. So you could always ask the server to see if there's any options or a special menu that they could bring out. You can also ask if your foods can be cooked in a different way. So instead of having, you know, a fried chicken sandwich, you could have a grilled chicken sandwich for that day. You could ask for a specific vegetable, such as broccoli or green beans, instead of ordering their french fries on their menu. You can also ask for less cheese or no cheese, or even ask for your sauces to be on the side. That's a big one, is, you know, they cover your sandwiches with different ranch dressings, mayo, things like that. So just ask for those on the side if you can. You can also split your main dish with someone else, your spouse or family member, or even ask them to package it up, you know, on the side before you even start eating. So package up half of it and then just take it home when you leave. Another thing you can do is order a smaller size. So say that you're at a fast food restaurant, you could order the child size or children's size, or you could order, you know, the regular size rather than, you know, biggie sizing it or getting a larger size or larger portion when they ask you. And then if you turn to page 2, you should always be firm and friendly when you ask for these options to particular servers. And Megan is a server at Ruby Tuesdays, and she is very kind to her customers, of course. But if if they ask for a particular option, she's most likely going to try to get it to them or be loyal. They're loyal to their customers. So if it's, a particular option that is fried, you can always ask for it baked. You can ask for a side salad instead of french fries. You can ask them to help you with the menu, anything like that. And then on page 3, the third key to healthy eating out is take charge of what's around you. So if it's appropriate, try to be first to order in your group. So a lot of people will, order something that their friends have already ordered, or order an appetizer, or perhaps a larger entree with, some unhealthy options if somebody else orders. So if you order first, you're really setting the tone for everyone else. And I would suggest keeping some of the bad foods or unhealthy foods off the table, such as, chips and salsa. I know they bring those out at Mexican restaurants right away, complimentary. So you could ask them maybe just to bring one basket out rather than, refilling it every time that you realize it's empty. Another thing is at Olive Garden, perhaps they usually bring you out bread, or any Italian restaurants, maybe ask for them to only bring out one set rather than, keeping them coming for you guys. Another key to eating out is choose your foods carefully. So on this page, we provided you with some high-fat, high-calorie words that really relate to unhealthy eating. So some of them are seasoned, so a lot of your vegetables you may not notice, but they put butter, oil, different seasonings that you might not ever think about. Pastries, a lot of pastries have things that you would never think of in them. Different sauces, some things are sauteed. So just thinking about those different words really will help you order more healthy. And then there is some low-fat, low-calorie words.
Why is seasoned?
Seasoned. So they could season with a lot of different salts, so a lot of sodium could be on the particular vegetables. Olive oil, if they use olive oil, that's fine. But particular vegetable oils, different things like that, can be really high fat and high calorie. And then there's some low fat, low calorie words, like I said. So looking for the steamed or roasted options are always great. And there's some tips in the bottom of the page. So watch out for sauces, as I mentioned before. They try to hide those in a lot of sandwiches, a lot of salads, things like that. And think about what you really need to eat. So do you really need that appetizer before your meal? Or do you really need to get to just think about that. And go ahead.
Oh, I just have a little suggestion that
Okay.
I do. Quite a lot of places have a thing sitting there with all the desserts that are available. And usually when I sit down, I ask them to take that away, just so I'm not like looking at,
So you're not looking at it?
pie and cake and stuff all through the meal.
And I know
don't
they used to bring them out on a tray and show you, like, this is our dessert options for the day. So you could always ask them not to bring it out, of course. Or pick one that you know that's a lot less calories, less fat. Thank you.
If you do that, I had the waitresses, they always ask, dessert and all that, and I just, because I was asking her about my meal, what this, you said healthier options, so when it came to dessert, I said, because I had my little book there too, and she wondered what I was doing, I was writing down everything I was eating, and then she came to dessert, and I said, I really can't, and she said, oh, that's right, she said, I don't want to tempt you, and so she backed right off. So all you have to do is,
And that was at a local restaurant in town?
I
Okay.
think it was Ruby Tuesday.
Ruby Tuesday? Okay. Might have been Megan.
Yeah. It was
Were you
just,
ever Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a Nina.
And then another thing you can do is also trim the fat off some of your meats. So a lot of people, when they get, a sirloin steak or a certain kind of steak, they don't realize that they're just eating fat. I know that all the ingredients are held in that fat, but try to avoid some of it if you can. Another thing you could do is trim off the skin of your chicken, and right there you'll cut some of your fat grams for the day. So what we're going to do is we are going to do an exercise. Let me check on time real quick. We're going to do an exercise, and what you're going to do is there's going to be 4 groups. One's going to be fast food restaurants. One is going to be restaurants non-fast food. And then one is going to be banquets and buffets. And then the 4th one will be staying at a friend's house or family member's house. And what you're going to do is write down the problems, barriers, or challenges of that place. And then you're gonna write your solutions to help you get through eating at that particular event or place.
Well, we did hear someone else's house staying there.
You got that?
All right.
Here's the cards.
5 or 6 here. Is that okay?
Okay, so you guys are gonna be on regular restaurants, okay? So you're gonna do your problems and challenges, and then you're gonna put a solution to this. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna write this.
All right, you can have a little group here. You guys play together, okay?
We'll play nice.
That's all I ask. You don't have to win an award or anything.
So what are we?
Samantha will come give you a little.
All I know is I'm Susan Johnson, she's babysitting my She's in her son's
No, Samantha will come give you the compliment.
Yeah, she's babysitting my grandson.
Yeah.
Where you're at it is, my granddaughter.
You're gonna do problems and challenges, and then on the top, so the top half, the second half will be your solutions to overcome it.
Regular restaurant.
Yeah, any kind of regular restaurant. Yep, non-fast food, so you'll be sitting down and eating.
So like the variety of food.
Yeah, let's see. A lot of times they bring bread at the beginning, so I suppose you could, you know, bread, a loaf of bread is brought at the beginning, down to the solution at the end. You want to write it to you or what somebody else do? I'm Sandy, but I don't want to write it. I can write it.
None of your problems.
This lady, I'll write it. Wait, I'm just waiting. So we got a problem. Okay, our problem plus our issue.
All right, you're gonna be fast food. So problems and solutions on the top part or on one side, and then whatever you want to do. However you want to organize it. Start with, I would suggest starting with problems and then come with a solution for each one, or you guys. Fast food restaurants. It can be, you can go to a particular restaurant if you guys can all agree on one. If not, then just do it in general. And do you want to roll with this group or this group? Either one. You're in the middle, so I'll let you choose. Maybe you can see which one they're doing. And then. So family or friend's house? You're going to write on one half the paper and on one side, depending how big you write. The problems, challenges, they're going to be. And you, I can give you one, so you can see it. I have one. Now we bring it. We're
No, I was just being quiet.
Free choice, we're gonna call it free choice.
Yeah, I do like it, but I also really is
And don't eat anything out.
Night,
The turkey sandwich. The turkey is Yeah, I know. I got home and opened that book and it. Yeah, well, now that I know, I never even thought. Tell you what else I know.
So actually, I think it's like most fast food places have a sheet, if you ask them, have a sheet with all the information, calories, fat,
If I eat
sodium.
outside, I drink the coffee.
Almost anyone, and even
You guys doing good? Yeah. You got markers?
so that in a way, if you ask for it, it's easy. Because you can look on there and see. And you don't even have to look it up. But
And you guys just choose somebody to talk, okay? To the group, you guys are gonna report out to us. Doesn't have to be the secretary.
That's fine.
like I said, almost every fast food restaurant has that information if you ask for it. And even I think sometimes McDonald's, if you flip the placemat over, it's on the back. Some do that. I rarely do that. I try not to.
From the left side,
They don't have very much healthy food, so I try not to eat
Like the
fast
price,
food.
like to get like a cheeseburger or a McDouble, only $1. So the price is right, but it's like if you get a salad, it's double. You know
Everything, we minimize the.
what I mean? If you get like dollar menus, dollar menu stuff is
Yeah, but I mean,
chicken sandwich on dollar menu.
the second thing,
Regular chicken sandwich.
you know what I mean? But if they would have some salad,
You know, on a regular menu,
I think the
not on the dollar menu, comparing the more expensive dollar menu.
somebody else get the dollar menu one.
Wait a minute, you're saying the same
Same calories.
the bigger one.
The McChicken is on the dollar menu. If you get the regular chicken, the calories are the same, but you can pay $1 for this or $4 for this.
No, I understand. The chicken, whether it's the dollar menu or the full price, the calories in the sandwich is
I get it.
So my son, I don't know exactly what to ask for, but my one son will ask what kind of fat they fry stuff in, because he doesn't want to eat trans fat. And I forget how you tell if there's trans fat in their frying grease.
The problem is trans fat.
Especially if they have like
brother one day.
unsweet tea
It's labeled on
or for the salad. Dressing.
But the, but the thing is, the way to tell if there's trans fat, it says hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil, that's trans fat. But they, sometimes you read that stuff is in there, and then they'll say there are 0 grams of trans fat, but there is trans fat there. I guess if it's less than 1 gram, they're allowed to say 0 or something, and maybe that much more. I don't know.
I'm Steve. Nancy, Chuck, you may know that, right? But I know you said there outside your windows.
So it might say like 8 grams, and then you add them up, it might be 9 grams or something. Yeah. And that's the reason is that the FDA or whatever allows them to kind of play with those numbers.
You know, the restaurant business is after that and make the money. So they're not care. They're not care.
Or maybe as I have they also have one day that they
Great, so what's the next one? Alright, thank you for being the simple watching Wednesday. You can't really read my writing, so I try not to volunteer. Not that they need to read, it's just for you to
Encourage me
know.
to sit back and smile.
There's a lot of companies like yours that just don't have access, right? I was having dinner. Last week I was eating dinner. I know the lady and they got bought out. I wrote it out.
Wendy's, they have whole salads, and then they have half salads.
Never mind.
Buffet one time, we had the fresh food up on the top of the above the buffet. You can't eat what it is like. I was like, I wanted to, I wanted to.
Small fry.
You know, the French food, that's a different business. French is very small. We are Americans, we want a big. It's a I mean, it's a cultural thing that you're not satisfied with the French food is famous for quantity.
Comparing the adult sandwich, kid sandwich, and small fries for both of them.
You know, I'm the, you know, in the
Calorie wise.
county.
20 or 30? How much?
This is a culture to have it.
That's probably where their calories are.
And
Just for beer, but expect to pay more. Budget for more. Budget for healthier meals.
because you like living in the forest and gathering civilized society. And Danny is not yet
You
tried.
guys want to go first or no? You still thinking? Lisa? Yes. You guys want to go first?
The problem, this is
Okay.
like, how's that
You guys go first. All right, everyone. We're gonna have Lisa present her group first.
Who wants to present? You want to
Go
present?
ahead, Lisa.
All right, so our dilemma was being invited to family or friends. So we said some of the expectations that friends or family might have is that we try everything that's offered and clean your plate. So the solution was, okay, you can try everything, just take very small portions, so nobody's insulted and you still do your thing. The second one is that you're expected to bring like some sort of traditional high-fat, high-calorie dish. So to make grandma happy, you bring the high-fat, high-calorie dish and your version of a low-calorie, low-fat dish. So that's one idea. And the last thing we came up with is sometimes the only thing offered with like salads and other things are high-fat, high-calorie sauces or dressings and only salt. So just pack along your bag of low-fat sauces and dressings and your salt alternatives. All right.
You guys ready?
Bring along your notepad.
And I talked the whole time.
Okay, ours was fast food.
Fast food, okay.
We said some of the challenges are, they're usually unhealthy. So we said for an alternative, choose a healthy alternative. They're usually deep fried. We said ask for grilled. Portion size are usually too large because you can get a biggie size for the same amount as a small. We said do the child size or eat half the portion. They're usually high in calories. Ask for a low-calorie substitute. It's usually the Price is Right menu, the dollar menu. They're usually, you can usually get those. We just put budget to pay more for whatever you're going to eat. That way you'll have a little bit extra spend on something healthy. And the type of fat that your food is prepared in. Ask for a healthy alternative like olive oil. I don't know what else it would. What other kind of oil is there to eat that's healthy? Like coconut oil?
Canola
Yeah.
is not
Canola oil?
It's a little bit better.
A little bit better?
Is a salad, what are you saying for a salad? Or,
Yeah, just say instead of eating like high fat, high calorie, ask for a salad instead of French fries, or apple slices instead of French fries.
and usually their vinaigrettes are a little bit better than their ranch and blue cheese options. And who has, you guys have buffets back there, right?
Yep.
You guys can go next.
There's sugar.
You ain't gonna talk?
in it.
Uh-oh. You have a gentleman finally.
All right. Ours was buffets. Of course, being a buffet connoisseur. The biggest challenges that we found was having desserts, a lot of deep fried foods, okay, the high fats, the high carbs that are in the foods that are on the bar, and there's too many choices. Okay, yeah, I like to try a little bit of everything. So what we came up with was choose not to have the deep fried foods. There's always something else on there. There's baked goods, there's, lesser alternatives. So first of all, start out with a big healthy salad. Every buffet's got a salad. So if you fill up with a healthy salad, you're less likely to overindulge in other foods. Steamed rice instead of fried rice. Of course, we're going by the Chinese buffet. Lean meats and vegetables, they're great. Choose the smaller portions so you can try more things. If you're a person that likes plowing it on the plate, put a tablespoon of each on the plate and it fills up pretty darn quick. let's look the other directions at the desserts, because that's all you're gonna do at a buffet. Don't go there. And last but not least, choose water over soda. You'll save yourself $3 a person and have a better meal.
Thank you.
Well, excuse me, I do not need to give it all of you. Well, we had to name our restaurant, so just bear with us. We have people that like to name restaurants. And our restaurant is called Free Choice Bistro. Now, we had problems at our restaurant when we got started. We had bread baskets, we just brought about the people right now. And we decided that since we were going to have 3 choices, we'll wait till we get to the table from now on and ask them what they would, if they would like to have the bread. So be sure to come to our restaurant. We will wait for it to be bread out. And we'll also ask you if you want a variety of bread so you don't have to eat wheat all the time. So we're going to have oat, rye, pumpernickel, you know, so we're going to make a great restaurant. And then it says, too many, we're with you there, down there, too many unhealthy choices on the menu. Like fried food, whatever he said, ditto, okay? So we're going to have more healthy choices at our bistro. So we're going to offer you all kinds of steamed food without anything on it, but you'll have to ask for it because we don't want to get it too steamed unless it sit there and get soggy. So be sure to ask for the steamed vegetables that you want. And one of the things that we found a problem with was the large size plates. No problem there. We're going to have smaller plates. Are we good? So we're just going to, you will have to have portion sizes in order to put all the stuff you want on the small plate, okay? And none of them, and our free choice here, we're going to have fried foods. You know, not everybody's got a problem, but our fried foods is not all that's going to be there, is it, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to have stewed, broiled, and baked, and roasted. So you will have a big choice to choose from. We got a huge menu. And you know we want to make money. And so you will do that. And then there's another problem was limited vegetable choices. Doesn't everybody like the foreign vegetables that we can get at different places, you know, like Kroger, Chinese, especially they have all kinds of odd stuff. Does anybody say know any of them? I don't mind.
Celery, carrots, lettuce.
Well, that's not
They're all
foreign.
foreign to us.
You're good. I love you.
Very good.
And so, one of the things we also found a problem with is if you want a little bit of butter, how do you get it? You know, I mean, they've got whole butter on the table and you're not used to eating it and you really don't want it. So we're also going to put on the